Everyone, we're here in Leicester for Armageddon. Matt, you've been up there. What an arena, what a stage to play.
Yeah, I forgot what it's like. You forget very quickly. You remember very quickly, but you forget very quickly. And as soon as I got up there and I looked out at a sea of people, it was like, I really want more of this. I'm not quite content yet with what's happened in my career. However, we spoke not many weeks ago, and I said I was very content. Until you stand in front of it again, you remember that feeling, and there's no better feeling in the world.
As professional sportsmen, you can see when people do call time on their career, why they keep getting sucked and drawn back for exactly the same reasons you've just said.
Yeah, I've seen many people. I'm a big wrestling fan, and you look at like Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, people that always go back, and you think, why do you keep doing it to yourself? Because you're not doing it as well as you did. Where I'm going to tell you something here. I actually messaged, so I had treatment again on Wednesday, and I messaged out on Thursday to the same friend I messaged out and said I was finished not too many weeks ago. And I said to that friend, I says, I felt like water was running through my arm. And I messaged my physio and they said, that's the nerve reactivating. And I don't know whether it's a placebo effect, that's what they've said, but the last 2 nights exhibition-wise, I've been on it. And it's exciting, especially with the goal that I've got in mind of trying to win Lakeside.
We'll come on to that in a minute, because there's been an announcement today which we'll touch on shortly. However, what's it like when you get the call to play in these exhibitions? Because there's 2,000 people out there in a venue that the PDC use for one of their majors. So what's it like when that call comes through?
I love nothing more. I love being in front of people. I love playing darts. You know, it's a perfect mix for me. It's an absolute privilege. I think it's the best way to put it.
What is it about this venue? Because it just seems to bring out something special.
It's the location, I think. The location's perfect. It's perfectly situated in the middle of the UK. Good railway links, good bus links. It's perfect for anybody who loves darts to come watch the best players in the world.
What's it like sharing the practice room with them again as well? Because I bet the banter's flowing up there.
Do you know what? The guys have been so receptive of me. You know, like, I didn't know what to expect from them. I thought maybe they'd take the mickey a little bit, you know, especially due to the fact that I've gone more into the media side of the game recently. But actually, they've been so receptive and they've been so appreciative of what I've done, because a lot of the things I've said have been from a player's eye point of view. And they've actually really appreciated the fact that I've sort of put that across a little bit as well. So up there, I didn't think I'd be as well received as I was.
The exhibition diary's packed as well, obviously Modus and MDA going all around the country, and you get to go to a lot of them as well. It's just a massive tour.
Oh, it's brilliant, and what it does is it allows me to have nights like tonight that make me realise that giving up's not an option.
On that giving up, when we spoke, you said about Lakeside being the goal through the WDF circuit. Now, good stroke bad news today. There has been an announcement about the Masters at last. We don't know anything, but there's now a concrete deadline of the end of June to make a decision. Now, as a player that perhaps wants to go into that circuit and that setup, is that disappointing that the second biggest major in their diary may not happen and there's still no clarification around it?
What I've got to do as a player, like the players that come before me, is I've got to trust. I've got to trust the people that are in power, the people that are in those positions, to do the job of the positions that they are employed to, or that the positions that they have come in to do. And right now, I've got no option but to trust them, and I do. I trust them, because until now, despite all the questions, despite all the theories that we as journalists or anybody else who works in the media game come up with, so far they have delivered. And I've got to trust that once again they're going to deliver, and if they do, I'm going to be there, ready to back them with whatever I can.
Flip the coin though. If they don't, are they going to get the other side of the coin?
At the moment where I am, in terms of my career, I'm in a very unique position. Nobody else is in the position I'm in, because of what I think I've got is I've got a lot of media work and I've got a lot of other things on the side. So if this doesn't come through, for me, it's not the end of the world. For other players, if someone was stood here right now, such as the WDF World #1, they might have a different conversation with you. But for me, I don't rely on them the same way the other people do.
You've been through a lot of injury woes at the moment, and half the press we saw a very high profile darts injury last night in Michael Van Gerwen, obviously pulling something in his arm, shoulder area, not being able to play here, but still came and done his bit for the fans, which was great. But from a player's point of view, were you concerned what you saw last night?
I don't think it's the first. It won't be the last. I think there's a lot going on that players won't admit to. In fact, I'm going to rephrase that. I don't think there is. I know there is a lot going on that players won't admit to. The reason they won't admit to it is because, one, their fear of giving the other players an advantage, and they're fearing of potentially not being selected as much as they should be. And that is the issue in touch of going forward. I think there needs to be a look at the scheduling. And the scheduling is the issue. The overuse injury, repetitive strain injury, that is the concern for me at the moment with darts. And not just for the top players, but for all the players coming through. Players are starting darts a lot younger, before the bodies are even developed. They're starting at 11, 12 years old, which is great. It's great to see children getting involved in the darts. It's great to see such as a JDC and all that development coming through. But the next stage is, how do we sustain that level of performance rather than having other things creep in?
From your experience and what you know, can MVG be 100% fit for Thursday? He's already said he's going to play no matter what. Can he be 100% though?
Can't be, can he? Can't be. How can you recover from that in a week? We don't know the extent of the injury, first of all. So to commit to it ahead of even knowing what the extent of the injury is, you know, it's admirable. But at the same time, what is that injury, and what is that, and then why are we committing to it if we don't fully know? There's lots of questions. We'll ask those questions, and we'll see what the answers are next Thursday night, which is part of the interest, and I think just adds another element to the Premier League finals night. It will be really interesting, because I sat on a podcast not too long ago and said Vanco Van Gogh will start January as the world number 1. Who knows now?
Matt, pleasure as always, mate. Thank you very much.
Cheers, Phil. Thank you.